Hello everyone, this is Extra Savvy. I am new to sharing content here on YouTube, but not new to this art or industry. So today I have my Igbo bride here to show you how I shapen brows. Firstly, you will need a spoolie brush and a blade. I will always have the blade broken into two. This helps me to easily maneuver the blade while working on the different brow parts. So I can have it tilted or slanted to trim precisely and not overcut. I will typically brush up the entire brow hairs. This helps me to mentally capture the shape I can create given the vast, full or sparse hair the client may have. Then I go ahead to locate the brow bone, and there I apply my first rule, which is every strand on the brow bone must be taken off. Secondly, the tail of the brows should be slanted towards the ear and slightly pointy. To achieve that, you will handle the blade the way you would sharpen a pencil using a blade, but with a very light pressure, of course, because you're working on a skin, not stick. The shape is pretty much formed when that is done rightly. As you go on, momentarily brush up the hairs. That's why I have my spoolie on my other hand. And please always stretch the part of the skin you want to trim. As you can see, I'm stretching with my left thumb. With that, you can have a firm, flat, and less supple surface to avoid cutting into the skin. Now, all that is left is to align the rest of the brow parts. So you see me taking off, you can see me doing that by taking off strands of hair that are out of line on the upper outline and the lower outline, as well as the beginning of the brows. Don't forget to brush down to reduce the length of the hair strands that are way longer than the rest of the hairs. You can only see that when you brush down. So that last process that I mentioned gives you a more defined brow shape, especially if it is arched shape you are going for. But you can skip that if you want full and less definition. So I continue to go back and forth the whole procedure till I'm okay with the result. It's quite a delicate procedure. There is no need to rush, so take your time, you know, go over it all over again. So this is me defining the tail of the brow to point towards the ear. So the way you also handle your blade matters. You can see I'm just handling the blade with my three fingers, my thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. So now I'm going over to repeat the same process to the other brow by firstly brushing up upwards, as I earlier stated. Then straight to the brow bone. You know the rest, just all I said earlier. Keep brushing as you go on. Another reason why you should brush is that when you trim off hair, some will just still be hanging, on the surface. So when you brush, it takes off the hair that is actually already trimmed off. So you know what you are working with. So that's what I'm doing here. Brush off, trim, just like that. Okay, you also need to compare it with the other brows you've done. That's why you see me going back to the first brow to adjust what needs to be adjusted. So always still glances from the other brow. Just look at it and see that they are going in the same direction with the one you're working on. As you can see, it's a delicate procedure. There's no need to rush. Just take your time. So this is me brushing down to take out the overly lengthy. I mean, to reduce the overly lengthy hairs, not take out, just to reduce. So I continue to go back and forth the whole procedure till I'm okay with the results. She has some few strands of hair growing right in the middle of the two brows. You understand? So I'm just taking those off. When you're okay with the results, it is important you step back a bit to look at the two brows from a distance. That's why you see that pause here, there. This is how you can see if one is fuller, thicker, or longer than the other. So you go ahead to adjust where necessary to make both brows look as uniform as possible. I noticed that the beginning of the second brow is a bit thick than the first one that I did, so that's why I'm going over there with the blade again, just to make them look similar. No two brows are the same, you understand? They are not like identical, but they should look as though that the two brows belong to the same person, to the same face. You get what I mean? Not one facing north, the other one is facing south. Just adjust here and there, and you're good. So that is all, guys. I went ahead to do the rest of the makeup and her bridal hair. You see that in a bit. That is it. My Igbo bride looking so pretty. Tell me you like this by dropping a comment. My social media handles are in the description. I'd love to also have your support as I intend to share more well-detailed tutorials here. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe.